Hey, Mystic Micheala spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Micheala. Today, talking about how the music you listen to interacts with your energy, your aura, talking about the audio auras and what that means. I got to work with Spotify to create the audio auras for this year's Spotify Wrapped, and so excited to deep dive into that a little bit more. But first, hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. So I was thinking this is a great way for me to plug a couple of the projects you've been doing with this opening bit. Spotify and Simon & Schuster, the Angel Numbers book, which I think will be out right around when this comes out, airs right about that time. So over the summer, you started seeing the number 716.
Yeah.
And it started with our road trip to Buffalo. On the back end of our road trip to Buffalo. When did we go? June?
Yeah, the end of June.
Yeah. And we had a really tough time there. It was a tough trip, right? Things didn't go as perfectly as they should. We were kind of feeling a little melancholy coming out of there. And so what was going on?
Yeah, I was a bit emotional on the way home and from Buffalo. And I kept seeing 716. Now, 716 is the area code for Buffalo. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I just got Buffalo on the brain. And now I'm just seeing 716 everywhere. But I saw it on the whole road trip home. And, I'm saying, you see signs. I'm just noticing it because I want to notice it, this and that. I come home. I'm still noticing it. I'm telling you about it. I mean, I'm seeing it on license plates, on receipts. I'm seeing it on timestamps for emails. Every time I look at my phone, I'm seeing it. I'm like, okay, this is getting weird. And, I'm finishing up writing the book about it.
Right.
And so you'd think I'd be a little bit more cognizant of how angels talk to you.
Yeah, actually, this is the funniest part because you're writing this whole book about it. And then, you're bringing it up to me like once in a while. And, of course, I'm always the skeptic. And I'm like, no, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's just, and I keep saying, I'm the one that really was kind of saying a lot of times, like, hey, we just went from Buffalo.
But then, you'd see me seeing it. And you're like, that's weird, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, then a couple times I'd be like, yeah, that's a little weird. And then I'd be like, nah, it's nothing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, continue.
No, but it's true. I guess I'm just as annoying to my angels as anybody else is because I just keep seeing it. I'm like, whatever, maybe I just want to see it. I try to stay grounded as a person, and I just kept moving on. Now you decided to do a summer vacation redo.
Right.
And you booked us a little cabin in the middle of the woods in Helen, Georgia.
Correct. And here's the thing. This is kind of going to be like a little bit of a movie for those that listen to all the episodes.
Yeah.
Because the stuff that we're going to talk about in this story, the stuff you're going to talk about in this story, are things we already talked about on the podcast. We already talked about our trip to Helen, Georgia.
Oh, my God.
And our flat tire. And the Dooley brothers who planted the nail that led to our flat tire.
Yes.
And anyway, we've talked about our trip to Buffalo, right, with Lynchy and his plants that talked.
Oh, yeah.
When he talks to the plants.
Yes, that was fun.
So it might be a little bit weird. We're playing with time here.
We're playing with time.
Yeah.
I right now I'm thinking of that meme. They always pull that meme out of the guy with the bulletin board connecting all the dots or whatever. Okay, that's what you can do at home or not.
All right, so we're going back to August 2021.
Yes.
We're driving again to Helen, Georgia.
So we're driving to Helen, Georgia, and we stop at and I'm seeing 716. At this point, I'm used to it. And I'm seeing it all over, whatever. And then we stop at our first ever Buc-ee's.
Yes.
Quite the experience.
Do you guys remember the Buc-ee's?
Yeah. Quite the experience. Stopping at our Buc-ee's.
I just have to stop you for 1 second. I just want to say there is and I want to know if there's an order color for this.
Okay.
Is there because we just went and we did our Disney episode.
We did.
At Disney,
yes,
we saw
this is so true.
Hundreds of people wearing Buc-ee's shirts.
Just like people wear Disney shirts to Disney, people were wearing Buc-ee's shirts to Disney.
Yeah,
and if you don't know what Buc-ee's is, like Buccee or something.
Yeah, they have
you can
good
look
nuts
it up.
or something.
Their shirts hysterical.
Yeah.
Anyways, we just want to know what that's about.
Is there a correlation in aura color here? All right, let us know.
It was kind of crazy. Anyways, where were we? So we stopped at our first ever Buc-ee's, and I look at my phone, I get a little ping on my phone, and it's an email from a lovely woman named Karen at Spotify. And I'm like, oh my God, Spotify just emailed me? Like, what? Can you imagine that Spotify emailed you?
I actually thought I owed them money.
You're like, is it spam? Is it fake? And the email said hey, can we talk? But she said it much better than that and way more professional and things. And I was like, what? They want to talk to me? And it was you have to sign an NDA to have the conversation. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah,
like, what?
That's funny. You actually passed by my reaction, which is this a scam?
Yeah.
Which is actually funny because when Simon & Schuster wrote to you, I actually thought that was a scam too at first.
Yeah, I wrote.
So I guess I have a pattern here.
When Simon & Schuster wrote to me, I was at the pool with the kids,
right.
And you were on your bike, like the Wicked Witch of the West. Like,
I ride around the neighborhood like that.
You do.
Like, people know me. Like, who's this guy on the bike all the time?
And you're like, I think someone scammed you. I'm like, look at the phone, and I'm like, oh, Simon & Schuster wrote me. You're like, is it a scam?
All right. I don't think my voice said, is it a scam? Okay.
So anyway, the same thing.
All right.
At the Buc-ee's gas pump, you're like, is it a scam? And I'm like, I don't think so. So I write back, and we make a meeting in the next 2 days or something, which is fine. I'll be at the cabin, but I have my laptop, whatever. Okay. So we're talking, like, we're like, oh my God, like, what's this about? This is so crazy. What do you think they want? So as we're driving, and then a few hours later, you get an email on your phone from the cabin rental company, and they're like, hey, here's your code, because each cabin has like a keypad to get in. And what is the code, everybody?
716.
It was 716. And that is where, in a few days' time, the journey began to work with Spotify and their Spotify Wrapped, with the audio auras, and like, what the heck, How cool is that?
Yeah.
And honestly, like, getting that offer, which I can finally talk about, I couldn't talk about it until it released. Oh my gosh. Like, because on a personal, like, Megan-verse level, I love music. I subscribe to Spotify. I'm a premium user. I look forward to the Wrapped every year. Like,
no, I know you do.
Oh yeah, like Brianna and I were like, every year, like when the Wrapped comes out, we're like, oh, we get so excited.
I literally thought it was some sort of present that we had to unwrap. I didn't know what it was.
You had no idea.
I was like, what is this?
Dude, we were trying to explain it to you. Brianna was getting so frustrated. I'm like, it's like stories, and they tell you about your music. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
You just couldn't understand. You didn't understand until December 1st when it came out.
Right.
And then you're like, I get it.
Yeah, I finally got it. After 3 months, I finally got it.
Yeah. So on a personal level, it really felt like, because I absolutely love all this stuff, it was like Christmas. It was like, yay, it's so exciting. But at this point, I'm like, okay, obviously my angels were hitting me over the head with the 716 thing, with it being the door code. And I'm like, Megan, you wrote a book on this. Like, stop being annoying. And so I went back and I looked, I'm like, okay, I'm going to look what I wrote about it, because I already wrote about these numbers. Let's see what I already know what my own musings are about it. So 716, and like I said in last week's episode, your angels are yours. They're not mine. They're yours. And although a lot of these numbers can have universal meanings and concepts, really the angels that send them to you are having a conversation with you and you alone. So it's important to, like, yes, take the meaning from it. Like I have in my book, I have the meanings of all the numbers, but also, like, form it to what fits you and what's going on in your life right now. That's really important. So that's what I tried to do. So 716 means soul companions. Important connections are building, and the people you meet are special to your journey, which I was going to meet a whole new wonderful team of people at Spotify, and I learned so much and had such a journey with them. I really feel changed by the experience. Also, like I said last week, and I say in the book too, it's important to break apart numbers too. So 7, according to my interpretations, means fear not. Stop being so, don't let fear control you. Fear controls me all the time. Fear has controlled me my entire life. I did Fear versus Love a few weeks ago. That was like a real revelation I had that changed me. And it was just interesting that I was getting that on top of 16. 16 means to be yourself. There's only one you. You can't go through life being anybody but you, which is obviously what I'm trying to do with aura readings. That's why I love auras, because it's the authentic you going through life. You can't be anybody else but yourself. And I got to take my own advice, all the time. Just because I talk about these things doesn't mean I know everything by a long shot. So I really feel like my angels have been trying to just remind me that. And now I see 716 all the time still.
You still see it.
I saw it today.
Yeah. So, I just see it right now. You're wearing a shirt, and it says 716 on it.
It's funny, Scott.
Yeah, it does. Well, hey, I have a story, too.
Yeah?
On the same trip, I didn't tell you about this, the same trip to Helen, Georgia, I was seeing the number 821.
Crazy.
I saw it maybe once or twice.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I thought my angel Phoebe, she was speaking to me. But so, I'm going to go look up in the angel numbers book what that means.
All
I don't want to waste everyone's time. They don't really care about my number.
I don't know, Scott.
But yeah, so 821. But anyway, yeah, it was you had a fantastic experience with the team at Spotify.
Yeah.
They were incredible. They got it right away.
They're so smart.
They understood the whole thing with the vibes and the auras.
Yes.
And really good experience. All right, so what we're going to do, we have a couple of ads, I think 3 ads, and then when we come back, or when you come back, you're going to talk about the audio auras.
Let's do it. The traditional guidance with fertility has always been, well, just wait and see. But now we have tools to help us plan and track for everything in our lives, our wellness, our finances, our careers, and school. Why is fertility still wait and see? That's why modern fertility was created. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. You mail it in with a prepaid label, and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. Traditional testing with your doctor can cost over $1,000, but modern fertility gets you the same information at $159, a fraction of the price. And if you go to modernfertility.com/KYA, you can get $20 off your test. Also, if you have an HSA or an FSA, you can put those dollars toward modern fertility. You'll get insight into your hormone levels, how many eggs you have, and other important fertility factors. The results go deep into what every hormone means, and you can also talk one-on-one with a fertility nurse to review your results and options for next steps. If you want kids today, or maybe one day in the future, clinically sound info about your body can help you make the decision that's right for you. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/KYA. That means your test will cost $139 instead of the several hundred or even $1,000+ that it could cost you at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/KYA. That's modernfertility.com/KYA. This year, a great stocking stuffer so that the loved ones that you know don't have to worry so much about the what-ifs of life is She's Birdie. Birdie is a personal safety alarm designed to be easy to carry and simple to use. When you activate your Birdie with a quick pull, the alarm will emit a loud 130 decibel siren and flashing strobe light to help deter an attack. Unlike pepper spray or other deterrents, Birdie is no danger to you. You can feel confident to use it without the worry. Birdie goes wherever you go. The alarm comes in multiple colors. I have it in my Aura color. You can get it in your Aura color too. And it has a brass keychain, so you can attach it to your keys or bag, which is what I do. Over 300,000 Birdie alarms have been sold, and they have thousands of 5-star reviews. So join the flock today for a safer tomorrow. Right now, She's Birdie is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase when you go to shesbirdie.com/KYA. Go to She's Birdie, spelled SHESBIRDIE.com/KYA for 15% off your first purchase. That's shesbirdie.com/KYA. Always a special treat when we have Dipsy voice model Scott here to talk about his special skills at Dipsy. Go ahead, Scott.
This truly is a dream come true for me. Of all the things I do in life, I'm most proud of this. I am here to turn you off after Dipsy turns you on.
It's true. Dipsy turns you on so good.
Yes.
They needed to have you turn them off.
Because if you need to go do your Christmas shopping and you've just listened to Dipsy, it's not gonna work. You gotta, you know what I mean. Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Dipsy Stories is an app full of sexy audio stories, and now they even have brand new written stories.
It was almost Christmas time. There I stood in another line.
No matter who you're into or what turns you on, Dipsy helps bring the stories to life anytime, anywhere.
Trying to buy that last gift or two.
Close your eyes and let yourself get lost in a world where only good things happen and pleasure is your only priority. Explore your fantasies in a safe, shame-free way.
Standing in front of me was a little boy who held a pair of shoes.
Okay. There are hundreds of stories to choose from, and they release new content every week, so there's always more to explore.
He didn't have enough money for the shoes.
And they also have wellness sessions to help you wind down and explore, and sleep sessions to help you drift off.
I'm Mr. Big Bucks, so I laid the money down to help him out.
Okay. For listeners of the show, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/KYA. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to Dipsea, DIPSEA, stories.com/KYA, dipseastories.com/KYA. Let's talk about audio auras. When you put in your earbuds, something interesting happens. No matter how much you pretend to be who you are on the outside, when you're listening to music, that's who you really are. It's so funny to me because as hard as it is for me to make choices, being an indigo purple, feeling everyone's perspectives and whatnot, it's so easy for me to make choices about what I'm listening to. And I think part of my excitement about working with the audio auras via Spotify was really exploring that in people. Why are we so much more confident in what our choices are with our music versus our choices outside of our listening habits? So I really took that into consideration, just with the whole conceptualization of this audio aura idea. So yes, when you go out in the world, you have to pretend you're so many different people. You have to put on a mask. You have to fit in. You have to constantly mold yourself. You have to constantly feel how other people are interpreting you and self-correct. But when you're listening to your music, you don't have to do any of that. You are you. So I noticed that with people, the music that they listen to, it's usually falls into two categories. It's going to be what represents you, or it's going to be what you're trying to borrow, what vibe you're trying to take in, to borrow, to use as a tool to get through life, whatever life is presenting you at this time. So for a lot of us, I would say that with your audio auras, it might be something that a big chunk of it, of your listening habits, represents who you are. And then some of you will align, like your other color is also going to be who you are, or like your authentic aura color. But for some of us, like for me, which I have green in my audio aura, it's what you're trying to do for yourself. So I see that, look, now that all the audio auras are out and I'm looking at them, I get to see like, oh, okay, we either borrow vibes or we have to sit in our vibes. And sometimes we do both and sometimes we don't. So it's something to consider. And even if you didn't do the Spotify Wrapped, you don't have the feature or whatever, I really wanted the purpose of today to be just thinking more consciously, hey, why am I listening to this song? What does it do for me? And that's not a simple question, because you have to ask yourself, why do I feel the need for whatever feeling this is bringing to me right now? What am I going through that I need this vibe musically to sit in for a healing situation or amp up situation or a motivational situation or whatever? So what I really wanted this to be was a conversation you could have inward with yourself and a conversation you can have with other people. I feel like in spirituality, if I could just simplify it, for however way you practice it, it's the connection inward that matters. No matter how you experience that, that's what the spiritual connection is. And I feel like music is a great way to explore what your inward connection is, because music connects us. When you turn on a song, when you're feeling it, when you're playing something 20 times in a row, something's happening. It's connecting to you. You feel that vibration coming in and making you feel seen and validated and understood. and you feel it bringing something out in you. And really what that is your energy interacting with that which is greater than us. I really feel like music, no matter how silly a song or not, or however you interpret the music that you're listening to, and I could think of some really interesting choices, it's not really the music taste so much as the feeling it elicits in you. So, for example, we all have that, like weird dad music that we're like, okay, well, what spiritual connection is dad having when he's listening to that soundtrack? Like, for real. And it's not about what the music sounds like or artistic taste or style, or maybe it's not your thing for sure, but the feeling that's coming from whoever's listening to it, who's connecting to it, that's what we're talking about. Not the musical taste, not the critique of that music or anything like that. It's really like, okay, what is happening when they're listening to it? They're connected, and why and how, and just exploring that is a really cool conversation, like I said, to have with yourself and to have with other people. The underneath, like there's music styles and tastes and genres and we have all sorts of opinions about that, which is fun. But then underneath it, how do I feel when I'm listening to it? How does this help me? A lot of us have gone through times in our life where we felt completely isolated and misunderstood. And I feel like those are the times that certain media is the only thing that helps us feel connected to the bigger picture through ourselves. So for me, yeah, it's music, it's books. So sometimes these are the things that, like, oh my gosh, I don't feel alone anymore. I feel understood. I feel like this makes sense, because sometimes we have to sit in our feelings, and that's what music can do for you. And sometimes you have to borrow a vibe to get through something, and that's what music can do for you. So obviously, if you're listening, maybe if you're new, there are your actual aura colors, and then there's like your audio aura colors. So the way, and this is like such engineering, and they're just like an amazing creative team, and I can't even explain to you how smart these people are that I worked with at Spotify. Like, they inspire me, and they got it right away when I explained to them not only what an aura is, but what it does for you and what it means. Boom, they got it. And with a lot of stuff, I have no idea how they do, because, like I said, they're super smart people. They used engineering and coding to create an audio aura based off of what I was talking about. And they did that using mood descriptors. And you can read more of all of that, like the back end of this. For the Record has a great article on it. And there's a For the Record podcast too, where they explain more in depth about that if you're interested in that, which I'll link. But yeah, so there's your actual aura and then their audio aura. And it's important to think about what your actual aura is and then look at what your audio aura is. Because in that bridge, in that little jump, in that leap, what's happening is that's the key. That's the conversation. That's the spark. That's the catalyst. That's what we're talking about here today. Okay, that's the why. All right. So yes, 5 main aura colors: red, blue, yellow, purple, green, and then there's turquoise, indigo, and pink. So those are like your aura colors. And then the audio auras, there's 6 of them. It is pink, yellow, blue, orange, like a green aquamarine color, and purple. So, the purple audio aura, that's music that is for really passionate listeners. People who tune in to this purple audio aura vibes, they tune in to get like amped up, entertained, moving. They got a lot of stuff coming at them. They're like, okay, let's do it joyfully. I got to get going here. So that's like people, and usually I'll see like purple aura people listening to purple aura music. I mean, I have seen that correlation in all the audio aura Spotify slides that I've seen so far. So my thought on that is that a lot of purple people, like actual purple people, like to sit in their own vibes. Because I'll tell you, being purple, being like your aura, having a purple aura, it's scattered. You know, the world is something that you do better when you're kind of thrown things your way. You're not the best planner all the time, but you work better when you're not planning, actually, because it's too much anxiety. So being thrown something is actually something that it comes natural to you. You're good in that situation. The problem is that the only work you have to do, instead of like planning, like yellow people like to plan, right? Purple people don't like to plan. So instead of planning out, because that doesn't work for purple people, it's like they have to work more on their own self. So they have to constantly be in the state of being able to be thrown anything. And that's where the purple audio aura stuff comes in. So you're listening to that purple music. What it is you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready. Anything that comes, I got it. And that's the work. Instead of planning, you're actually just boosting yourself up. You're hyping yourself up. Okay. Green audio vibes are calm, analytical, introspective. These listeners gravitate towards more of like a complex music to tame their very fast moving, sometimes over analytical minds. So I'll see green people listening to green music because green people do have like, they like to sit in their own intensity, kind of like, oh, okay, I'm going to sit in that. This is like a complex kind of a music, but also that energy can calm them. But I'll also see a lot of empath colors getting green. Like I have green, okay? I have green in my audio aura. I'm indigo purple, but I have green in my audio aura. And for me, I knew this was going to happen to me because I listen to music that chills me out, but also sometimes I'm chilled out by music that speaks to what I'm going through. So healing, grounding music. So I'll see a lot of empaths getting green in their audio auras. Pink. Just like pink is with your actual aura in the audio aura world, it's like the hopeless romantic vibe. Optimism, viewing the world with a sense of childlike wonder. So I'll see a lot of people who need to listen to music that provides for them an escape. These are people in their actual auras. Again, they can be very emotional, usually the empath colors, which would be like blue, purple, indigo, turquoise. These are the people listening, getting pink in their audio auras. If you like to put in your earbuds and totally go to a different world with other people, with artists that provide that context for that, you're going to get pink in your audio aura. Orange. Oranges are like the orange audio vibes, rebellious, bold, high energy, confidence boosting. I mean, this is the stuff that's going to make you finish the race. This is the thing that's going to pep you up for that meeting you're stressed out about. These I see with the orange, again, it's empaths needing to borrow a vibe. Sometimes a lot of people I've been noticing in the audio auras, it's people who have a tendency to be shy. And so what they do is they borrow this vibe so they can like break through any sort of comfort zone barriers. So I've been seeing that with the orange. I've been also seeing the orange audio pop up with people who are in high pressure jobs or high pressure situations. They're listening to this music to kind of elevate their vibration to a place where they can be, okay, I am confident. I am bold. I'm high energy. Let's go. Creative. And just like orange in the actual aura, and I don't talk about orange in the actual aura a lot. Because in your actual auras with orange, I'll see it if there's like a change going on. Like I call it like my catalyst color. So I'll see it on people who are going through something. And then once in a while, yellow people will get so yellow, it gets a little orange. So I'll see it there. But orange in the audio aura, total vibe that some people need to borrow. Yellow. So yellow audio aura is just like yellow regular auras. They like to align themselves to the goals of their day. And this is the type of music that does that. It fuels their need for focus, motivation, self-improvement, and they need to reduce all the nerves that come with that. I notice that with people that have yellow in their audio aura, these are people who have a really long-term picture going on in their life. They have goals. They need to feel organized when they're, they need to kind of borrow a vibe of, okay, I have direction and all things are possible. And I see this pop up in the audio auras for people who have a tendency to put a lot of things on their plate. So if you are somebody that you put a lot of stuff on your plate and you got a lot of stuff going on, you're very organized, you're kind of linear thinking, the yellow music can align to that, the yellow audio aura. Finally, blues. I got blue. Blue audio aura is very wistful and emotional. Some of us, we don't run away from the feelings. We like to swan dive into them. And these are the people, like I did a blend with Leanna, who's an admin on our Missy Micheala Facebook page, and her Instagram is Lunar and Lotus. And I did a blend with her and on Spotify, and it showed up. And I was like, and even though I know her and I know she loves me and won't judge me, I was like, wow, this is really depressing music that showed up. It was all my secret sad songs. So blue audio auras, when you're a blue, indigo blue, we'll put that together for now. You get a lot of feelings. You feel the deep things. Not everybody understands them. I obviously know that I can't talk to everyone. I can talk to all of you, of course, because you get it. But sometimes in your regular life, you can't go deep with people. One, they probably couldn't handle how dark you can get. And so who understands you? My playlist understands me. And me and my playlist will go through all the dark stuff together. Blue audio auras, we like to sit in our feels. And so I've been noticing a lot of people with the blue, it's like, yeah, I sit in it. I want to hear all of it, all the dark, all the sad. Let's go through it. Let's hash it out. So that's kind of a blue audio aura thing. That one makes me laugh the most when I see a blue, because it's like, oh yeah, I know what your playlist looks like. We should combine. We should compare notes. I need some new sad songs. So what's the conversation you can have with yourself when you look at your audio aura? The first thing is, like, even if you don't, here's the thing, and I say this a million times, you can read your own aura, okay? Like, I have a ton of resources on my Instagram. If you're here long enough, trust me, you'll figure out your aura. I promise you that. You'll be able to aura-splain yourself and others, in the Mystic Micheala spiritual family group. Like, we're real good at aura-splaining each other. So if you sit here long enough and you really read it, you'll pick it up, what your aura colors are. So if you kind of have an understanding of what your aura is, and now you're looking at your audio aura, it's time to have a conversation with yourself, okay? Why am I getting this color? What does this mean? How do I explore that? Let's say you're getting yellow. Why do I feel the need to stay organized and on task? What nerves am I calming? When I listen to certain songs, what's happening in my brain? At what time of day do I listen to this? When? On the way to work, on the way home, before I'm doing this, before I'm doing that. Really explore when you're reaching for these vibes. And like I said, you don't always have to think of it as songs, because that we can get stuck in like the taste and the genre and the artists and kind of be like, oh my gosh, why am I listening to this? And it's funny. That's a funny conversation, but think more of the vibes. Think more of the feelings that you get when you're listening to whatever song you're listening to. And that's, and when and how and why and for what purpose. Right there, that's the conversation. That's the magic. That's where all of this goes from just a feature on your phone to, oh wow, this is a really life-changing experience I can have with myself in order to understand myself better. And isn't that the point? And, for as long as humans have been around, we've used music to express ourselves. And how wonderful we live in this world where so much music is accessible to us, so much different kinds of music, so many genres, so many cultures, so many artists, so much diversity. You have so much to explore. So when you're exploring different types of music, I think that's really interesting too, Because why am I exploring? What am I seeking for? What am I looking for? What's the similarities of all this? And you can think of it more in a spiritual way or a self-improvement way or a conversation with yourself way, instead of just, I like this and I don't like that. It's a deeper conversation. Do I think artists infuse their aura in their art? Absolutely. I do. I absolutely do. Good music comes from an authentic place in someone. And a lot of the artists that we listen to, they didn't just put this together. It came from somewhere in them. I think the artists we resonate the most with really wrote from their own experiences. They carry a vibration from their own artistry. They deliver the music to you from their heart. And music is a real vehicle in which you can transport energy. I say this all the time, some people have an ability to throw their energy into a song, into words, into paper if they're writing. And I try to do that on this podcast. I try to really infuse it with my love for you. And I try to infuse it and let you know that I'm seeing you. And the biggest reward is when some of you tell me, I really feel like you were talking to me, or I really felt seen. And I say, thank you, because I'm really sitting here trying to infuse that in what I do. And I know, and I'm not a musician, but I can imagine that they do it so much. And so, yes, when you're listening to a song, you're feeling that artist's aura. You're feeling their vibration. And what a cool thing to do. And it's interacting with your own in that moment. And I hope this shed a little light on how music interacts with your own energy, why you listen to music, and what it can do for you, and what the deeper conversations you can have with yourself now are. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. Well, that was fantastic. That was great. But it got me wondering.
Yeah.
I got my 2 adjectives.
Yes.
And my colors. And this was weird. I got doesn't shower enough.
Oh.
And red rant.
Whoa.
And I thought it was supposed to be 2 words. When you were working with Spotify, did you guys come up with 2 words?
That's very specific.
Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3. I got 5.
That's weird.
Has anyone else got that?
No, I think that's just you.
So I broke the algorithm,
something?
the system.
Yeah, it's very unique to you, Scott.
Yeah, I was like, doesn't shower enough?
Insanely accurate.
Yeah. Doesn't use soap? Wait, I mean, that wasn't part of it. Anyway, so we got a couple ads, and then when we come back, MM over here is going to read some of the Mystic Micheala Spiritual Family audio auras. We had them put it in a post, and to try to help you get a better understanding of what this means.
Sure. It can be really difficult to find the perfect gift for the people in your life you love so much. I always try to think of something personal, but something I can also buy for multiple people in my life. Body care and self-care essentials are honestly my go-to choice. This year, I'm getting my friends and family Osea, the amazing cult favorite skincare line that you've heard me talk about before. Osea has been making products that are clean, vegan, and safe for your skin and the planet for over 25 years. When it comes to clean beauty, Osea is the pioneer. They have award-winning skincare, body scrubs, wellness products, and body treatments. The Algae Body Oil has been a celebrity favorite for years. Seriously, it's a game changer. You only want to share the best with your friends and family, and Osea is the perfect gift for everyone. The Algae Body Oil, honestly, it feels luxurious, rich. It's not greasy or sticky. I run around the house putting it on my kids and husband when they look dry to me. You glow. I glow. When I put it on, I glow. I like to put it on at night. I like to put it on before I go out. And it just gives your skin that moisture that it needs, and it leaves your skin feeling soft and smooth. I get really stressed when I think about the holiday season and how finding gifts can be such a pain, but honestly this year, it's easy. It's so easy with the award-winning skincare and body care from Osea. They have custom free gift notes too. So it just even makes it simpler to give a great gift. You also might want to treat yourself while you're shopping for other people to a little self-care. Don't hold back. Get yourself something special too. All Osea's products are clean, vegan, and cruelty-free, climate neutral, created with sustainably sourced seaweed and made in California. So you can feel good about what you're putting on your skin. This holiday season, stock up and share your new favorite clean skincare and body care with your friends and family. We even have a special discount just for our listeners. Get 10% off your first order with promo code KYA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Gifting is always easier if you start early, so head to Osea, O-S-E-A, Malibu.com and use code KYA. When going through anything in my life, or even nothing, therapy is something that's always grounded me, always centered me, always has been positive for me. And BetterHelp is just a wonderful way to do that for yourself or for someone that you love. Because what is therapy exactly? It's whatever you want it to be. You can get tools to help you with motivation, depression, anxiety, stress, dealing with insecurity in relationships or at work, really whatever you need. It's time to stop being ashamed of your normal human struggles and start just feeling better, because honestly, you deserve to be happy. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. That's what I do. I do the phone chats. It's great. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. See if it's for you, because honestly, you're your greatest asset. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Know Your Aura listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/KYA. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/KYA.
All right. So basically what we did was we had members of the Mystic Micheala spiritual family put their audio aura in the thread. And these are people that already know their colors. They've been confirmed by you before.
Yeah.
All right. So the first person we have is Kristen F. And her 2 words were, much better than my 2 words, or my 6 words. She has wistful and confident, and her aura is yellow and blue.
Yeah, so her actual aura is yellow and blue. Her audio aura, she got blue and purple. And this is like what I was talking about when either some of us align our audio auras with who we are, and some of us will kind of step out of ourselves and listen to music that helps us feel more confident in who we are. So her kind of taking on that purple energy when she's a yellow, that's her like kind of getting her, it's possible that in her own life, she needs to be a little bit more flexible. It's possible she needs to like get herself ready for situations where she can't always plan things out as a yellow, which she likes to do. And the purple music and that purple audio color really helps her get amped up, really motivates her to navigate unexpected twists and turns of the day. So that's kind of her like, okay, I'm going to be ready to be flexible instead of my natural state, which is like planning ahead. So I would say her life is kind of unpredictable probably, and she reaches for those vibes so she feels confident with the purple audio aura to handle it. Okay. And then, of course, she's blue, and she likes to sit in her feels, which I talked about. I do too.
Right.
So I get that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And this might be a little bit weird or something.
Okay.
Now, you talk a lot about, in your practice, about wearing somebody's color.
Yeah.
So, meaning like if you were, let's say, yellow-blue,
yeah,
and you have a green husband, and he's very green,
yeah,
and you got that blue, so you absorb his green,
yeah,
and then you might have green on your aura, right? Okay, true?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here's my question. So let's say you're listening to, I'll just say Miley Cyrus.
Okay.
And because I know her aura color. She's purple.
Yes.
Right. That was an easy one for me to remember.
Yes.
So if you're listening to Miley Cyrus, and that would be interesting to see what she got as her audio aura. Maybe Team Cyrus, could you get back to me on that?
Yeah, they're listening.
Okay, yeah. 821. Oh, I got a pig.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
It is from Trish Cyrus, the mom. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
you
she's
know
going to
a
do
lot more than you let on.
Yeah,
it's kind of creepy.
Yeah,
okay,
it's really
go
creepy.
Go ahead.
So,
Continue.
Is it possible, not in this scenario, but that person would take on Miley Cyrus's purple?
No. Okay, so the difference between like the music that you listen to, like I just talked about in my speech, it's not inauthentic to you.
Right.
It just means that if it doesn't align with who you are, it means that sometimes you need to borrow a vibe, or you enjoy sitting in others' energies so that you can kind of settle your own, or take what you need and leave the rest. Like, we don't listen to what we don't like. That's for sure. Like, especially when it's your own playlist and your own earbuds and your own car ride alone. Like, you're not listening to one thing you don't like. You like it for some reason. And so what's fascinating to me, and this is what the whole project was so interesting to me, is that if you, like, Kristen, for example, she's yellow-blue, but she got blue-purple.
Right.
What is that purple about? That's the question.
Right.
It's not inauthentic. It's like, what do you need to borrow and why? And what are the feelings you have when you're listening to certain music? And why and when and how are you listening to that?
Yeah.
You know, so that's the conversation. But it's different than, like, wearing an inauthentic color. And you're not going to, like, absorb an artist's color and become them. I mean, maybe some of us would.
Well, hey, if anything, I'm going to become Jimmy Buffett because I got 821,000 minutes of listening to Jimmy Buffett. Okay. Megan K. She writes, I'm yellow-purple.
So she's yellow-purple, and she got green-purple, and her aura adjectives were comforting and confident. So she's yellow and purple, but she got green and purple. So again, the conversation is, why is she listening to green audio music, green audio vibes? So green music, you know, when you're listening to that, greens are calm and analytical and introspective. So because she's a yellow, and yellows tend to be a bit perfectionist, and they tend to be a bit like anxiety prone. I can see a lot of yellows going for the green music because green is like a complex introspective vibe, which you can take in, and it speaks to anything that's going on and it validates it. It validates it and it calms it. So I can see a very busy mind very analytical minds going to the green aura music. So I would say, just based on this, Megan probably has like she might be a worrier. She might be like an overthinker. It might cause her a lot of stress and whatnot. So in her aura, her audio aura, she looks for music to speak to that, calm it, and ground herself.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent.
That's cool.
All right. We have another Kristen B. Okay. She writes, this is so exciting, Mystic Micheala. How fun. And she is confirmed purple and indigo. Yes. And what do you make of that one?
So she's purple and indigo, her actual aura, but her audio aura is orange and blue. So, and if you're indigo and you got blue, just consider it the same thing for these purposes, everybody, okay? And she also got some shades. And what was really cool about, by the way, the Spotify team, the creative team, is they made the shades like very gradient, depend on what you listen to, which was really cool. Anyways, so she's wistful. So that's the indigo thing. She's got that. She sits in her feels to understand herself better. But then she goes to bold music, orange audio vibes. Why? I would say, orange vibes, it's very much about being rebellious, like really amping up your confidence. A lot of times, us indigos, we are introverts. It's hard for us to speak our minds. Our throat chakras are constantly blocked. For fear of hurting anybody's feelings, or for fear of stepping on toes, or for fear of saying something that just went a little too far and everybody looks at you funny. Like, you just stay quiet. And that orange audio aura vibration is lending her that rebellious, confident, high energy, confidence boosting nature, that energy, so she can borrow it and probably get through her day. I would say, like, with her, she might have a lot of directing to do with people. She might be somebody that tells other people what to do a lot, and it can be uncomfortable for her. So that kind of music like amps her up, makes her feel good, and it also speaks to it.
Okay. Now, you and Kristen share the same aura colors.
We do.
You're purple and indigo.
Yeah.
Did you get something similar?
I got wistful, just like her.
Okay.
So I'm indigo, and I got wistful.
Okay.
So that's interesting. But I got green, and she got orange.
Okay.
So my thing is, like, I think I like to listen to like music that chills me out and calms me. I don't always need, like, more excitement.
Yeah, and also what you don't know is that sometimes late at night I go on your account and I put like Eddie Money on there, Jimmy Buffett, and I actually did that once I found out what the rap was to kind of skew it because I wanted to.
You signed up for Spotify on December 1st, and you were sad you didn't get a Spotify rap.
I got one. Red Rat and needs to shower more.
Okay.
Okay.
funny.
But yeah, well, actually, I was on your account, by the way. Like, I was using your account for a while.
Were you?
Yeah.
Like,
So
was that this year, though, or was that last year? I feel like I'm more possessive of my count this year.
If you had, like, some songs from the 80s, like, from, like,
you make
movie soundtracks, like Karate Kid.
Sometimes you'll make me play Does anybody else get like this on your playlist? Like, you don't want to play other people's songs because you don't want to mess up your own vibe on your playlist?
Yeah, that happens to me.
That happens to me.
Yeah.
So, like, when you ask me to, like, play songs, I'm like, can we play it on yours?
Right. Because someone asked me the other day, like, hey, do you want to blend? And I was like, sure. And I thought they meant, like, mixed drinks or something like that. But they were talking about Spotify. And
made that sound so dipsy.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's my next one. A little preview there for you guys. Okay. Anna R. writes, I was listening to a lot of the Teen Mom soundtracks.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, what is that? Like, I don't even know what that is. But she's purple and blue. So
she's purple blue, and she got purple green, and her adjectives were happy and calm. Yeah, same thing. Sometimes it's hard to be blue, man. It really is, okay? Like, it's not easy for the blues. We go out there, in a big old world that doesn't care about feelings, and you take all that in as a blue, and there's a lot of chatter in your energy, and that's why a lot of empaths go to the green music to just hear, please calm me. It's music that goes in, grounds you. It's the aura vibes that make you feel centered and more yourself and can calm those feelings. So as a blue, there she goes. She just goes inward to calm herself.
Okay. All right. We got another one. Monty K. I think that's Montana. She is turquoise and purple. She writes, love this. I'm so happy for you and Scott.
Aw. Well, she's turquoise and purple, which is same as Abby, our daughter.
Yep.
So cool. And her audio aura was pink and blue, nostalgia and wistful. So I thought that was cool.
It looks like there's a little purple in there.
It looks like, because when they blend, they kind of like when they blend together, they create a little shade. I think that's really neat.
Yeah.
So why does she go to pink? Being turquoise, being a turquoise, you see constantly the worst in everyone and the best in everyone at the same time. And I notice with turquoises, they do not shield themselves from the reality of that, yet they still have to love everybody. So going through life, it's like you're so open and reflective to other people's stuff because you yourself will internalize it and produce it in order to show them themselves. And how hard is that of an experience to really relate to for other people, that you can love somebody even if they're not perfect and you know exactly where and how they're not perfect, but you love them anyhow. And so I love that she got pink as her audio aura vibes, because what does that say? Pink audio auras, with her kind of that optimism, that childlike wonder. I think to love people, when you see all sides of them, you have to go into a very childlike state to do that. Like, hey, everyone's okay. I have optimism about the human race. We're good. I'm going to latch on to those ideals so that I can stay in this state of happiness and high vibration. Because when you feel everything 100%, you see everything like that too, it can be very easy to slide into pessimism. But that pink audio aura tells me that Monty goes in there and strives for the rose-colored lenses on life.
Very cool.
Isn't that cool?
These are so cool.
I think these are so cool. I think it's so cool. Like, when everybody was sharing it, I was like, wow. I hope it really spoke to everybody. And even outside of the rap, like, just like I said in my speech, like, have a conversation with yourself about everything, not just music. Like, what am I reading? Where do I like to travel to? All these things that inspire us internally mean something with your own energy and aura.
Do we have time for another one?
We do.
All right. This is from a guy named Petro Hanchar. He is red and purple.
Oh, my God.
His 2 words were Tinder and mysterious. Tinder. Was that even one of the ones you guys came up with? Yeah, Tinder and mysterious.
Petro Hanchar. He sounds like a sly devil.
Yeah, it's like this really kind of like purple.
I want you to do this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Well, see, so he's got this like real velvety purple going on, And then he's got this like nice, like
use words.
Like, well, it's hard for me to do this. I'm not an aura reader, like you. So, but I would say it looks like he really leans on that like WAP type music. That Cardi B. He's a Cardi B fan, I think.
Did you just mention that song?
I think I did. I've never heard it. By the way, all the kids listening, I don't listen to that stuff. I don't listen to that stuff.
We've played it for
and
you.
I turn it off. I turn it off after 5 seconds. I turn it off.
It hurts your ears.
All right. Well, here's an easier one. Paul Herbovich.
So
we can do Paul Herbovich.
I don't have a conceptualization of him at all.
Yeah, he got green and blue, another green.
Okay.
And it said like asthmatic.
And Comic-Con.
And again, I don't know if those were words that you guys came up with. But,
no, I think these are like really off-brand.
Yeah, they could.
They're Petro and what's his name?
Paul.
Paul. They're a little off-brand, Petro and Paul.
They're a little off-brand, yeah. Well, maybe we cut that part.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and tuning in. This podcast is for you and about you. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care.
If you want to be the most interesting person at the cocktail party, well, hop on over and listen to the Brain Candy podcast.
Our award-winning content will have you laughing while you're learning.
We read all the best articles, books, and studies and keep up with new TV shows, documentaries, and pop culture. And then we cram it all into 2 shows a week.
Conspiracy theories, cannibal rabbits, unsolved mysteries, the history of the Walkman. There's something for everyone.
The Brain Candy podcast. Find our link in the show notes.
Or simply search for the Brain Candy podcast on your podcast app.